He's a magazine editor, fashion consultant, stylist, and all-round fabulous TV personality. You guys know him from DSTV's E! Entertainment Fashion Police with Juliana Rancic and Joan Rivers is George Kotsiopoulos. I've always wanted to say that. How are you?
You did a great job.
Thank you. Welcome to South Africa.
Thank you.
It's such an honor to have you.
Oh, I mean, it's an honor to be here.
It's you know what? We've been waiting, I think, for a very long time when we heard that you are coming. But can you tell everybody at home what exactly you're doing in the country?
Oh, we're here for the refresh of E. So I'm here to present that, and E is all about entertainment and culture. So the new logo is it's a pop of culture.
You started your career as a publicist and then moved slowly towards being a stylist, and now you're editor-at-large at C Magazine. How did that kind of transformation happen?
I moved to LA when I was 21, and I went to the University of Illinois in Champaign-Urbana, and I have a bachelor's in accounting, believe it or not. And then I quickly learned that I would be bored to death if I kept my career as an accountant. So I moved to LA thinking I would still work in accounting for films, and I realized, oh my God, that's just as boring, except you're on a film set. So I became a publicist for a few years, and I realized I was horrible at that because I just couldn't do it. And I met a photographer friend, a fashion photographer friend, who introduced me to a fashion editor at the New York Times Magazine. So I was an associate fashion editor at the New York Times for about 8 years. And it's just one of those things where life kind of happens and you fall into things, but I loved it. I just loved it. I loved doing it, and I traveled the world. I was going to shows in New York and Milan and Paris, and working with A-list everyone, and it was just a wonderful experience. It's really where I learned everything about fashion.
I want to know. I mean, now you are one of the most powerful stylists in the world, according to Hollywood Reporter. How did the style
2 years in a row?
Can you imagine? How did that bug kind of get you? What was the first thing that you knew in your heart that this is what I wanted to do? I wanted to be a stylist.
Well, I think one of the reasons that I quit publicity was I never, for the rest of my life, I didn't want to go to bed on Sunday night dreading Monday morning, dreading going to work. And I had that too much as a publicist. And that's a horrible feeling. And, it just made me happy. I loved being on, at photo shoots, and, I love traveling, and I love the clothes.
Who is your favorite celebrity that you've dressed that you'll never ever forget?
Oh wow! You know what? There's so many. But I like like Julia Roberts is amazing to work with, because it's like when she smiles, you're just like, oh my God, I get why they pay you all that money because you are just dazzling. You are a movie star. Like Raquel Welch. I was asked to style Raquel Welch for something, and it's just like, she's amazing.
What makes a very good stylist, a very successful stylist? Because we find stylists that are as celebrated as yourself and Rachel Zoe, and the caliber.
Well, not at Rachel Zoe's level. I mean, she's like the pinnacle of stylist, elite stylist. She's a brand at this point, which I hope to be.
Yeah.
But I think it's just understanding different body types, and also not necessarily putting your own taste level. I mean, obviously your taste level, but not your style, but not projecting that onto a person. I think that you need to understand who someone is, what they're comfortable wearing, and finding their own style.
The one episode I remember of Fashion Police was when you dressed Coco.
Okay.
In a beautiful black dress, and her hair was kind of sleek back. How was it working with Coco?
She's so sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about bombshells. Oh my God, that girl's body is just incredible. It's such a sweet woman. And when you look like that, a little goes a long way. I mean, you don't need the hair. You don't need so there were certain things that she would not waver on. Like, she was not going to take away those big eyelashes, but she did let me calm down her hair. And I actually put her in a vintage Alaya dress from the 90s. It was it was just like, I don't even think she had any undergarments. I mean, I don't know if she had undergarments on, but it just hugged her body.
Yeah.
And I just wanted her to look really classy and elegant, and but still maintain her. It was still very Coco.
And in one of your interviews in June 2012, you mentioned that you're working on a book. And a clothing
I'm not
line?
working on a book yet. I'm working on getting a publisher for the book.
Okay.
So yeah, I did a proposal, and now it's in like the preliminary stages.
And
so
the clothing line, are we ever going to see?
I mean, I'm in talks with different companies, but it's kind of a slow process. The clothing line, I absolutely want to do. I just want to bring a bit of glamour into every woman's life, and make clothing that's wearable for all women. I don't want to do anything that's like, I'm not Marc Jacobs.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pretend to be. To say that I am would be an insult to myself and to Marc Jacobs. So no, I just want to do accessible clothing that's just makes women feel.
Women.
Probably for women. I mean, I could easily do a men's line.
Oh yeah, you could. Now let's move on to the Fashion Police set. How is it working with Mama Joan?
It's wonderful. I mean, I love Joan. What most people don't necessarily know about her is that she's so sweet and loving and kind and smart. And, she never ceases to amaze me and shock me. And I love sitting next to her every week. It's
awesome. So how do you do it? After seeing maybe Christina Aguilera and then she's just out of control, whack. Then you see on the red carpet. How do you adapt?
Well, she was one that I actually because we're not kind to her.
Ever.
Christina Aguilera wearing Atelier Versace.
I have 2 words: drag queen. There is such a thing as being too glamorous.
Bumped it. I saw her. I was at Soho House, and it's like I saw her playing pool, and I'm just like avoiding her.
Yeah.
But she's kind of the only one that's for the most part. That decision that I made, that was like a very quick decision because this was an opportunity that there was no way in hell I was going to turn down. I've been doing this for 2 years, and I've only really had one experience where I was not allowed on a job, and it wasn't even because of anything I said. It was because of something that it was because I laughed at Joan's jokes. And to me, it's like it was ridiculous, and I'm not even going to say who it is, but I just don't. I'm just like, really, get over yourself, because you missed out.
Yeah.
Actually, and they didn't miss out because I sent all the clothes along, and even my personal vintage things that this particular actress even wore, and even was saying it was the best photo shoot she'd ever been on, and the clothes were fabulous. So it's just like,
there you go.
Sorry, honey.
Yeah.
She still got it because you know what? I'm not a jerk.
Now, in Fashion Police, which one is on the show? Which feature do you like the most? So bitch stole my look was trending.
Oh.
Streetwalker or Starlet or Streetwalker? Which one is your
Starlet or
ultimate
Streetwalker
favorite?
is so much fun. I mean, it is so much fun because it is so culturally relevant right now. Guess Me From Behind.
I love that one. I knew you were going to say it. It's my favorite.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's
I
just
love it.
It's so wrong.
Well, she looks kind of like a lady who's, very down to earth, pumping her own gas. I don't know, maybe someone like...
Yeah, down to earth and a Christian Louboutins pumping gas.
Well, yeah, it's like someone like, like a Nicolette Sheridan or someone like that.
My last question to you, and it's a question I got from Twitter.
Okay.
Jabundaba wants to know what men should be wearing this season.
A good, I like classic men's tailoring, classic clothing, but I think, I've personally been infusing more color into my wardrobe, so that's kind of what I did for spring. Was just, colored pants are really, really hot. So any pop of color is always good. And then maybe this is more into fall, but like paisley. I've kind of been having a paisley moment.
Really?
And just like the mixing of prints.
Yep.
So maybe doing like, obviously I'm not mixing my prints today. I'm print on print. But just like a stripe with a polka dot, and like maybe having like a checkered pocket square or something like that. Having a little bit of fun, not too much fun, where you look like a clown. Unless you want to look like a clown, then that's totally fine. If that's your thing, that's fine. I don't want to dress like a clown. But I think just adding a little bit of color into your wardrobe, and it's it's not for everyone, but it could be it could even be with a pocket square. You could be a businessman in a great suit and just add a little bit of color with your pocket square.
Awesome. Now you're in the home of the Aztec print and the African print, so hopefully when you do go shopping, you're gonna find everything that you.
I am so excited to go shopping.
This is the home of fabric and color and everything. Thank you so much,
I can't
George.
wait. Thank you so much.
An honor
Thank
to
you.
meet you. Make sure you catch George Kotsiopoulos, Fashion Police, DSTV channel 124. Cheers.
This is the channel.